Lucky for me, Wenson and his friends have their oratory out here. Whatever an oratory is. They've never let me inside. Sure, Wenson and me are close friends, like brothers. And he doesn't mind at all if I camp outside the oratory here. Just so long as I clean up my mess. Apparently he's a legendary knight of the House of Ballads, its ruler. But I've never seen him slay anything. He doesn't even own a crown. I don't call any one village or city home. No, I'm a wanderer by nature, a merchant by trade. Most people just assume it's because I'm a restless spirit. Actually, it's because my wife wants me dead. If the two of you ever meet, don't tell her you found me. Please. She's terrifying. It's a mystery to me. Fae come and go, but none of them ever pay me much mind. A while back, one of them dropped something in passing. They called it a cairn. I had it in my possession for one glorious night, before they pried it from my grip. Magic, I suppose. They don't seem to do much of anything on their own. I heard Wenson mention something about an echo stone, but I don't know what that is. Sounds like trouble to me.
Hello, I'm Lady Olaine. What do I call you? I prefer names to titles. Sometimes we here at the House of Ballads can get a little caught up in the veneration. Of course, you're Sagril now, as it should be. Welcome. Famor was no friend to his kind even before he was cursed. It is good that Ferrara's lot in the telling is to end the fiend's days. He deserves it. It may seem silly to outsiders, but the Court of Enchantments has become very meaningful to the Fae of the Summer Court. Our songs live on despite the decline in magic. Mortals have kingdoms and tribes and nations. We Fae are connected to one another by a deeper understanding, a magic from which we've all been born. The Court of Summer is a circle of elders that, for lack of a better word, governs our kind. No one knows why it is happening. Not even Hallam the White. Yet every day we can feel it. Like a shiver of coming autumn. A deadly frost on the morning air. I believe it is due to what the Tuatha have wrought with their flames of war. The world burns. None of us can escape the cleansing fire. He's an incredible creature. Unique in every way. No other Fae hero has grasped the imagination of our people like he has. Call me Olaine. The others will never call me anything but Lady Olaine, Knight of the Golden Knot, Destroyer of Sreng, and Keeper of the Fenian Cycle. I won a seat in the House of Ballads many seasons ago. Back then I was lost, and I desired a new telling, one with meaning. Your kind might call it a purpose. I have not met one myself, but there is word that Tuatha have been glimpsed in the shadows of western Dalantarth. Our kind survives by the grace of nature, and there is nothing natural about the Tuatha. When the roots are poisoned, the fruit spoils on the vine.
When Hallam told me a mortal had taken the open seat, I did not believe him. But here you stand before me. Impressive. It is a pity about Sagar, a grand hero. But there's not time to raise the king's token in his honor. We need every hand carrying a sword for the coming battle. We've come to aid Sir Ferrara, our brother in the Court of Enchantments. It is time for his telling of the Ballad of Bloody Bones. Few know the truth of the House of Ballads, that we are not the actual heroes of myth. Those knights have gone, passing into the cycle, or moving on to nobler adventures. However, it is our wish for the great songs to endure, that seasons of Fae would sing them before the fires. True power is in returning to what matters. So the House of Ballads was established, and worthy warriors were found to act in the roles of Wenson, Bellmaid, and the others. To tell these tales is a great honor. He is one who prefers action to discussion. A tempestuous firebrand who would rather pursue the mortal flesh than any other of life's mysteries. That is why his ballad is such a stirring one. Ferrara will always be the lovable rogue who finally chooses another over himself. Timeless is what it is. Few know, however, so the House of Ballads was established. It is an amulet worn by all King Wensons in the telling. I wear it, as have all the kings who rose and fell at the mercy of the seasons. Only he who wears the king's token is worthy of walking in Wenson's stead, of singing the most important songs of the summer court. There is no need to kneel. Honestly, I wish I could do away with all this king nonsense altogether. The tragedy we face, it is not legend. It is real. It is now. Yes, I am the acting Wenson. But the true king has been gone for many seasons. I am the fifth such Fae to hold the title. And at times like this, I wish I did not. I do not speak of magic with a knowing tongue, but I do know that the persistence of Fae songs is eternally linked to the enchanted lore stones in which they exist. When mortals began to use magic to create, change, and even destroy their own lore stones, it was decided that the ballads of the Summer Court needed better protection. The cairns are a new kind of lore stone, Hallam's way of keeping outside influence from affecting our stories, from corrupting them as the days pass and seasons transpire. Like all other Fae in the Western lands, I am a subject of the Court of Summer, our wise council of elders. They are responsible for the well-being of our kind. We are legendary champions of the telling, brought together for the purpose of ensuring Summer Court glory for seasons to come. It is a ballad of obsession and sacrifice, one of the Summer's oldest. Bloody Bones was not always as a terror. No, he was once called Faemor, a counselor to Issa himself. Sadly, he was driven by lust, and by his need to possess whatever he desired. Taking Lord Issa's lover, he fled with her to his hollow of Udua. When the maiden was rescued, Issa cursed Faemor. He could not die, and his soul would never enter the great cycle. He became an abomination, known only as Bloody Bones. Every few seasons, Bloody would emerge and steal away a maiden to make his bride. That is, until he took the beloved of Sir Ferrara. Ferrara went in pursuit of his nemesis, for Bloody Bones has emerged, poised to abduct a maiden to be his mistress. So goes his song. You will need to revive Ferrara after the battle. I can only assume Hallam would not have sent you unprepared for this task. Go to Ferrara, and quickly. When the two of you finish, I will await you at the House of Ballads in the north. Do be careful, Sagril. Uduath is northwest, on the shores of Ettenmere. It is sealed by a powerful spell, but Bloody's magic is weak, and you should be able to gain entrance. Good luck.
I? A mortal? Is this Wenson's idea of humor? Well, you look hardy enough. Won't botch the tale of Bloody Bones too badly, I suppose. Still, I'm curious as to how Hallam expects you to bring me back from the edge of the Great Cycle. But that's his problem, not mine. A close companion he was. A true brother in your mortal understanding of the word. I trusted him. I had to, as he played such a vital role in my most memorable song. Is there any other way to view the warrior who saves your life time and again? The Duke of the Cursed Fomorians, slayer of Pombero and protector of the Mabinogi. But you may call me brother. I have fought with the lords and ladies of the Court of Enchantments for 3 seasons. My skills with the blade and in the bed know no equal. You dustlings have a similar concept. I believe you call it death. But there is no elegance in your mortality, no poetry. Those of my kind perish, only to have their magic pass on into the Great Cycle, where it returns in kind, reborn into a world that welcomes such new beginnings. I've always known my place has been among the heroes of the court. What other outcome could there be for one so deserving of adoration? They are Almain, settlers from the west, searching for a place to plant their flag. Poor creatures. I've never seen such terrible luck. Camped just outside Uduath, right in Bloody Bones' warpath. Better they had cut their own throats. A kinder fate. Let me be truthful with you, Dustling. I've never seen Bloody Bones act so erratically. He cares nothing for the story, as if he craves a different outcome. Instead of spiriting away a young mortal maiden, he took an entire camp. Men, women, children. It's mad, and certainly not part of the tale. And I thought this ballad couldn't get any worse, considering my impending demise. Well, let's get this over with, shall we? May your gods be with you. Now let's flee.
So the witch was right. Help has come from Sir Ferrara the Fair, who flounders in the puddles of Uduath. Such a champion should never lose his way, not in his own song. You, new knight, leave now, forsaking the last prisoners, and I will share with you my knowledge. How I came to change things. Stay, and you'll have nothing but corpses. They are safe, but while mortals have no cares, they also have no time. I can keep them here in Uduath for as long as I wish, until they are but dust. Oh, I don't know who she is. I don't care. What concerns me is power. The power to end this pitiful design. In every song, the summer champion triumphs. His enemy falls. How long has this been the way of the telling? This existence. It is not a life. It is not a death. It is a snare in which I have struggled for centuries. No more. That's true. My intent was never to do harm. All I want, all I have ever wanted was love. Not to be alone in my eternal grief. Fine. The prisoners are free to go. But you shall take their place. You shall be Bloody Bones' new desire.
Well done, Sagrel. You have proven yourself worthy of the name. Hallam's trust in you was not misguided. I don't know what to make of Bloody's tale, but it has the ring of truth to it. We must return to Wenson and tell him what we've learned here in Uduath. Off we go then.
I am relieved to see you well. What is happening? First Sagrel, and now Bloody Bones. These are shocking developments. Listen, Hallam and I have been discussing what transpired in Uduath. You are needed for a very special quest, a song of your very own. You must travel to the home of Tenwa, also known as the Librarian. It is an important journey, not without its perils. I know little about the Librarian. Only that she and Hallam have spent many seasons studying the ebbing tides of magic and how best to preserve our ballads. She is an odd creature, quite aloof and reclusive. From what I've heard, she enjoys the scholarly arts of men with all their brittle, ink-stained quirks. Do not rouse your mortal worry for Hallam. He has left the court seeking answers to our many questions. He will return in time. If someone is corrupting the songs of this great house, Hallam will find them. He is the storyteller, and he knows our ballads better than anyone. Go to Ten in Haxi. She will be waiting for you. Retrieve a ballad from her collection of fey cairns. It is called The Hero and the Maid. Bring it to me, and guard it with your life. Its worth cannot be measured. The library is a collection of special lore stone called cairns, in which are kept the greatest of summer court ballads. As long as they are safe, so too are our songs. The library was not Lord Issa's idea, but the inspiration of Hallam the White. He created the cairns and cast the spell that protects them. The world is changing. Everyone knows it, even if some choose not to accept it. Even as summer court magic weakens, our library of lore will remain strong. Her cottage stands in the gap between Yolvan and Haxi, southeast of here. It is an isolated spot, safe. Tenwa is expecting you.
Welcome. Do come in. You must forgive my lack of hospitality. The Maid of Windermere and her minions have left me in a bit of a situation. Creth and Airmer could offer no remedy, but perhaps your mortal ingenuity will prevail where others have failed. I am Tenwa, formerly a knight of the House of Ballads. Many seasons ago, I was asked to give up my post and come here to work on the Fey Cairns. Hallam has trusted me with protecting the catalogue of legendary summer feats. I guarantee that every song is sung as it should be. She is the Witch Magware, sworn enemy of our great house and Enchantress Supreme. She will do anything within her power to win the love of our brave King Wenson. As it is now, and as it has always been, she preys upon the wild and stupid to reach her goals. But something is different this time. She is growing ambitious. They were designed by Father Atair, a mortal, and I worked with Hallam the White to fashion the enchanted cairn shell itself. Quite a discovery they are. It took more than a season to conceive of, and then create the first working cairn, but it has been worth all my efforts. Our songs of summer are safe, for now. Surely you know the songs of Sir Creth and Sir Airmer, faithful friends and knight hands who recovered the Sword of Rydirk. Ah, but it's likely you know them from Two Knights and a Troll. That is certainly their most popular ballad. They were here only moments ago, and I sent them after the villain who did this. My hopes for rescue go with them. The Great Collection was commissioned by Lord Isa himself, but it was Hallam the White who championed its creation and who crafted the Fey Cairns. As long as the library and its many cairns remain, the songs of summer will have a place in this world, being sung again and again for an eternity. The maid paid me a visit this past evening. She and her accomplice, Nyx the Troll, stole my most prized cairns. All that work, and for what? With what I know, I should have expected an attack. Even this imprisonment spell, it is the same she used in the Ballad of Two Knights and a Troll. I can't recall the counterspell, of course, as that cairn was stolen. You must get them back, mortal. All of them. Especially the one you came for. It is a tale of what happens when one wishes to become something he has not. In this case, the subject of the song was Nyx the Troll, a loathsome, pitiful brute. As a jest, the Maid of Windermere enchanted Nyx into believing he was an ordinary man. He attempted to settle in a quaint mortal village to predictable disaster. When the knights Creth and Airmer arrived, they treated him like the man he longed to be. They challenged Nyx to a gentlemanly duel and slew him in fair combat. Her nearest lair is Sunder Caverns, where her minion Nyx makes his home. It is a craggy pit in Haxie, east. As in his ballad, Nyx ran when he saw Creth and Airmer arrive. He is clearly under the maid's curse and may be doing her bidding. He ransacked the cottage and made off into the night, his gigantic arm piled high with Fey Cairns. My Fey Cairns.
Well, well. You truly fit Hallam's description. It's nice to finally gaze upon the new Sagril. I am Sir Airmer. This is my companion, Sir Creth. Ah. Welcome to Sunder Caverns. If you've come in search of the Maid of Windermere, I must disappoint you. She's nowhere to be found. He is my shadow, always there when I need him, and his courage never falters. We are one. When ballads call for Sir Airmer, Sir Creth will be close behind. I am Sir Airmer at your service. My oath-bond brother and knight-hand Creth and I were the knights who returned the flaming sword of Rydark. I believe that there is no higher calling than the House of Ballads. We are all that stands between glory and complete anonymity. It was the fabled blade used to beat back the Balgan during an incursion many seasons ago. Creth and I still argue over which of us the blade truly belonged to. Oh, you wish to know about the storyteller? Ha! Not even I know the ballads of Hallam the White. His telling is the most secret of all, and he's worked hard to keep it so. Well, that being said, I have complete trust in his judgment. Even about you. You too? Well, I managed to find one, but there are plenty more. The maid had them. She was here one moment, but gone the next, as is her way. She did leave behind her old ally, Nyx the Troll, to give us a bit of trouble and slow our pursuit. Creth and I have fought Nyx more times than I dare count. You could say he's an old friend. If you're interested in joining our little hunting party, feel free.
Oh, it's you.
For the House of Ballads! trolls. Disgusting creatures.
Eyes forward.
Keep your wits about you. That wasn't so terrible now, was it? Still, I'm baffled as to why Nyx was outside Sunder Caverns. It was surely not to play his part in the coming ballad. There's more going on here than Creth and I are party to, and I want to know what. We'll speak again back at the House of Ballads. And Sagril, thank you. These are times of change, and we all must be on our guard. Goodbye.
Excellent, but you've returned without the most important cairn of all. Troubling, but this is a challenge for later. For now, you must break this cursed spell. As you've no doubt noticed, those cairns are warded and will not reveal their secrets. They will, however, last an eternity, perhaps even longer. The Great Collect, as long as the library and its many I knew they would find Nyx. After all, it is their telling to deal with his maddening ways, even if that means slaying him time after time. Those cairns are like lore stones, but special. They're enchanted, and the only way to unlock their contents is to use the Echo Stone. The one in the next room is one of Hallam's early attempts, but it should work. Go listen to Two Knights and a Troll. Find the words that will free me from this prison. It is a form of magic new to our kind, a creation of our own Hallam the White. It is what he and I have been doing here in the library these past few seasons. Lore stones have become a common magic among the young races. They are readily made, changed, and defiled. We Fae need a new currency of telling, a new way. The Echo Stone and the Fae Cairns are the latest in a series of experiments, as Hallam and I seek a way to protect and perpetuate our greatest songs. It is a magical shrine, specially created to hold the most glorious of Fae songs through tragedy and time. There is one in the other room. See you soon.
May the stone sing your song to the ages. May the breath of time remember you. Listen. Listen as the Echo Stone etches each ballad in memory. The story of two valiant souls I bring. Of the lords named Aermer and Creth I sing. Two hearts united against common foes. The thoughts of one in mind, the other knows. Lord Creth of knights, most stoic and grave. Lord Aermer's hand and shadow the brave. And gentle Aermer, his equal in might. Dawn to Creth's dusk, day to his night. Here is the tale of how they stopped a troll. The maid of Windermere corrupted its soul. The troll named Nyx had a most troubled heart. In nature was it displeased with its part. It hated its difference from the norm, and wished to shed its current form. In grief it went to the maid of Windermere. She motioned to Nyx and beckoned him near. "It is your wish to be human, I see," she whispered to the troll in glee. "I shall grant your wish and make you so. You are a human now," she cackled. "Go." And so the troll named Nyx to town it came, never suspecting it was still the same. It crushed the road and split the wall, and Creth and Aermer were sure to fall. They faced the troll and fought to no avail. The wise knights knew what was wrong in our tale. The treacherous maid of Windermere at play. We know in part what is wrong with this Fae. And so Lord Aermer shouted to Lord Creth, "Challenge this troll to a duel to the death." The troll still under the wicked maid's spell, and was human, it thought, and all was well. Rampaged throughout the countryside in joy, treating all as toys. Lord Aermer slowly approached him and said, "If you are human, deal as such instead. Face us, if that is your fate. Duel us, and reveal the truth of your state." Then the troll and Fae did battle and fought. Alas, all was not as the troll had thought. After he had won, Lord Creth said to Nyx, with a mind to ease and a will to fix, "You are a troll, and that is good, my friend. You have no faults, no wrong to mend. But if it be your wish to join their kind, a better way you must find. There is naught wrong with following your will, as long as it does not bring others ill." Again the heroes of honor stayed true. The story of a troll, and the knights too.
What is it? Did you discover the words to the counterspell? That's it. Hear me, and don't forget a word. What Hallam feared is coming to pass. Somehow, using a new and twisted magic, the Maid of Windermere hopes to alter the telling. At this moment, she possesses the single most important song in our canon, the hero and the maid. If its story changes, we are all at risk. You must warn the House of Ballads. Time is running out for all of us. I am Tenwa, formerly a knight of the House of Ballads. Many seasons ago, I was asked to give up my post and come here to work on the Fey Cairns. Hallam has trusted me with protecting the catalogue of legendary summer feats. I guarantee that every song is sung as it should be. It is good you killed him. He deserved it for working with the likes of the maid. Of course he will be back, so don't get too self-congratulatory. They were designed by Father Atair, a mortal, and I worked with Hallam the White to fashion the enchanted cairn shell itself. Quite a discovery they are. It took more than a season to conceive of, and then create the first working cairn, but it has been worth all my efforts. Our songs of summer are safe, for now. It is a form of magic new to our kind, a creation of our own Hallam the White. It is what he and I have been doing here in the library these past few seasons. Lore stones have become a common magic among the young races. They are readily made, changed, and defiled. We Fae need a new currency of telling, a new way. The Echo Stone and the Fey Cairns are the latest in a series of experiments, as Hallam and I seek a way to protect and perpetuate our greatest songs. The Great Collection was commissioned by Lord Isa himself, but it was Hallam the White who championed its creation and who crafted the Fey Cairns. As long as the library and its many cairns remain, the songs of summer will have a place in this world, being sung again and again for an eternity. It is a tale of what happens when one wishes to become something he has not. In this case, the subject of the song was Nyx the troll, a loathsome, pitiful brute. As a jest, the Maid of Windermere enchanted Nyx into believing he was an ordinary man. He attempted to settle in a quaint mortal village to predictable disaster. When the knights Creth and Amalur arrived, they treated him like the man he longed to be. They challenged Nyx to a gentlemanly duel and slew him in fair combat. Go find Wenson and Hallam. It may already be too late. I will sing of you, my friend.
You may search the Empire 10 times over, but you will not find your beloved Wenson, nor his foolish court of enchantments. They, like you, are mine. Dream of me, lovely, for we shall be together soon. The time is coming.
Good. You are well. The same cannot be said of the king, nor of the court of enchantments. In my absence, the maid has taken them all. Tenwa says that the greatest of ballads, the hero and the maid, was not recovered. This song, above all the others, must be found. You have acted as our agent thus far, Sagril. Do you continue to stand by us? With all our heroes gone, you may very well be our last light in the darkness. In that ballad, King Wenson defeats the Maid of Windermere once and for all. He confesses his love to trick her into an embrace. It is close enough for him to strike. If the maid is truly altering our ballads towards more favorable outcomes for her and her minions, then she could rewrite her own demise. She could avoid it altogether. You are no stranger to death, so you must have felt it. The fall of all magic. I have foreseen it for seasons, and as I am not one to stand by, I chose to act. With a small group of dedicated individuals, fey and mortal alike, I set about preparing a way for the great songs of the Summer Court to find permanence. The cairns are the result of this effort. They are magic, but magic that will not fade. I knew I could count on you. In the face of uncertainty, your loyalty has proven steadfast. It is no use for us to combat the Maid of Windermere when we do not understand her new magic. There is only one man I know who might shed light on our ignorance. His name is Father Eter. He is a monk and an alchemist, and a trusted friend. Eter may have the answers we seek. It is the foundation of our great inheritance, the canon of stories celebrated by all the Summer Fae. In it begins our timeless struggle with the Maid of Windermere. Driven mad by her love for King Wenson, the maid finally ensnares him with a spell of longing and retreats to her castle. There she waits to consummate the union. All is not lost. Wenson fights the enchantment, inspired by his ardor for Belmaid, his true beloved. Taking the maid in his embrace, he slays her once and for all. I have known Eter for 40 seasons. He believes in his god's order, and I have learned to respect his beliefs. Aside from being a follower of Mitharu, Eter is the most skilled alchemist I have ever known. His wise gaze peers even deeper into the mysteries of life than mine. The creation of a new form of magic, a permanent magic, was a necessity for our kind. The rise of the mortal races coincides with our decline. Lore stones are a faulty method of remembrance, one that can be changed, destroyed. But the cairns, they are invulnerable to harm. They are forever. Father Iter watches over a small Almain mission in the southeast, St. Edric's. You will know it by the runes on the hill. Go. Find Iter.
Nice to see you, my child. I hope all is going well for you this day. I have a request. A selfish one, but if you have any spare time? From what I hear, it may be home to some of the best thieves around. I'm probably not the most worldly man, but I know enough to be on alert when I pass their camp. So much of the world around us is made of things we can look at, but never see. St. Edric's wants to show us a way to see those things, the meanings in them that go far deeper than their facade. They are a system of caves running through Haxi, said to have a hidden exit that holds a treasure on its cliff, if it can be found, that is. A dense and magical forest, home of the traveller's camp and a place to find lodging or goods if you have need of it. I came to St. Edric's to find peace and a place to study. It's quite scenic, and nature's beauty has always helped me think better, puts my mind at ease. Well, it's Brother Padrick. He's a friend of mine. He left about a year's time ago in search of adventure. Said the monk's life was too bland for his tastes. He mentioned hearing about a treasure only found through a hidden exit from Split Rock Depths, that he might find it if he camped in Haxi for a bit. But such a long time has passed and no word from him. I'm terribly worried, and I thought you might... well, you could check up on him for me? Mitharu's blessings upon you, child. Bless you. Thank you so much. My mind is already at ease knowing you would take on this charge. If it helps, I would begin your search at Split Rock Depths. It is the only place he had mentioned by name. He was always looking for more adventure than St. Edric's could offer him. This made him an ambitious man. When he spoke of traveling and seeing more of these lands, there was always a sparkle in his eye. The man was such a dear friend, he even asked me to go with him. I hold no such ambitions for myself. Towards Haxi and into Split Rock Depths. Begin your search for him there. Go with Mitharu, child.
Welcome to St. Edric's. You're here to meet with Father Eter, yes? The Father's always playing host to interesting individuals such as yourself. His quarters are on the second floor of the mission bunkhouse. Most of his days are spent inside working on his research. I don't understand a word of it. Our goal, as set forth by St. Edric, is to find the order in nature, in every blade of grass and curling leaf. For these designs are the authorities' most beguiling. This mission was established 20 years ago. The gardens and fauna pens were Father Eter's idea. He marveled at Mitharu's gifts.
the magic in the world around us. The authority is the one true father to all humankind. It is by his grace and order that we are able to survive the trials of this world. He tests us in all that we do. No, I knew that they were arguing, but I never imagined that it would lead to murder. It's enough to make a man question his faith. It dried up several months ago, so we sent several brothers down to try and find some deeper reserves. Father Ater had great interest in Mitharu's natural splendors. He volunteered to lead the project, with Wolf by his side, of course. I'll admit that the eastern lands are beautiful in their own way. Like Dalentarth, the forests and swamps are ruled by Fey folk, but a far more sinister variety. Clericon should be seen, but I advise that you wait until after the war passes before you pay your ship's passage. I know only what I've seen from this hill. The Fey are a wild race, inspired by the intimacy with the natural world. We at the mission marvel at this relationship. Occasionally Father Ater would play host to a visiting summer court Fey, but I know nothing of the meetings, except that many of the brothers frowned upon them. "5 years in the swamps of Clericon was enough to rid me of my lust for war. I was an impetuous youth, raised by the back of my father's right hand, but I found home here with the others. All we seek is a sliver of peace in this vast world. Father Ater and his apprentice brother Wolf, they were inseparable, like a true father and son. It was a shared love of alchemy that brought them together. But since their work repairing the village well, they've been acting tense, even hostile. Just this morning I saw Ater fetching water, but now he's gone. Mitharu save us all. You're free to search the bunkhouse. Please, if you can shed any light on this tragedy, we'll do all we can to assist you." In another life, Wolf was a butcher in Galafor. He's a naive sort, and his gifts do not lie in prayer. But Father Ater believed that Wolf had been called. Father Ater and his apprentices conducted many experiments. He had a strong interest in alchemy and the magic of other aces. There's proof of it everywhere. Goodbye.
stay back. I don't know who you are or how you found me, but you will not have the crystals. They are mine. Don't make me kill another. That was my name, yes. But it means nothing now. Not after everything I've seen, everything I've done. I'm a cursed soul now. Mitharu has chewed me up and spit me out. I lost my true father in the mines of Apatir. In many ways, Ater took his place. Taught me to respect hard work, discipline, the blessing of order in a chaotic world. They radiate a strange, wild magic, a force that can cause change, or even destruction. The witch wishes to use the crystals to corrupt other types of magic. I had no choice. He was trying to destroy the crystals. He didn't understand that we'd been chosen, that the crystals wanted us to possess them. The strange woman was right. She knew the crystals' power. That's why she wanted them, but we told her nothing. When she left, Father dropped the crystals back into the well, but they sang to me, told me to kill him and rescue them. Their voices, so beautiful. She was a fae, quite beautiful, called herself the Maid of Windermere. Father Ater was suspicious of her kindness and threw the crystals down the well. It was his idea to lie when the maid asked him about the crystal's properties, its strength. Endless questions, but he told her nothing. I haven't found it yet. I was searching the well tunnels when I was attacked by kobolds. Nasty things. Father Ater did something to the crystal. Hid it by way of magic. Priest using magic. Unforgivable. The crystals give off a glorious music. Can you not hear? It speaks to me. I've spent hours playing my whistle and watching the crystals shimmer with joy. Father Ater believed that the magic within the crystals responded to the tones and rhythms of song, almost as if they were a living thing. Why would I want to do that? The song of the crystal is the only truth that has ever kept its promise of power. Mitharu? Never. Father Ater? The maid was right. The crystal gives the power to end the pain. And now, I choose to end yours. Go.
it to Hallam the White and his pet to expose my plans. You will regret ever joining the House of Ballads. You'll have to try better than that, beloved. I keep secrets for a reason. I wanted the mission's crystals, but the mortal and his boy would not cooperate. But I always find a way to get what I desire. Don't we all? I am known as the Maid of Windermere, but that is all you shall learn this day. Winston is with me, and he will stay with me until I deem it fit to return him. If the House of Ballads wishes to have its king, it must send its greatest warrior. Since I have all of them, that leaves you. Come, I wish to collect you as well. I will be waiting.
This is not just about the court anymore. You have roused the maid's interest, and it is clear she wishes to add you to her collection. We must do as she commands, but we will be prudent in how we proceed. This ballad, The Champion, is one to be undertaken with great caution. So, Sagril, are you ready to make the preparations and depart? Now is the time. I cannot foresee the outcome of these events, Sagril. This version of the telling has never been told. I can hardly bear to think of what is coming. You must do all you can to preserve the House of Ballads, even as the maid tempts you with her promises of freedom. We have a responsibility to what has come before. She covets King Wenson and always has, by taking the whole court of enchantments. She is sending a strong message. Revenge is now what she desires most. There is more. There is you. The maid is a curious sort, one whose interest is easily aroused. Your presence has altered the telling, and she wishes to learn why. It is a tragic ballad of a knight who entered the maid's kingdom, only to fall prey to her enchantments. His name was Sir Elswin, and he had the best of intentions. Elswin gloriously overcame Windermere's defenses, but it was on the edge of the Weeping Gorge that the maid came to him and clouded his thoughts. Now he stands forever as the maid's lone champion, defender at the gates. All who wish to enter the kingdom of Windermere must go through him. Then it is time. You are the last knight of the House of Ballads. You represent all that we've been through, all that we are, in this telling and all those to come. There is little you can do to prepare for the journey ahead, but take another resurrection potion like the one you used to save Ferrara. You may need it. This is all I can offer you. The rest of the story is yours to tell. One can always find what is sought if the desire is strong enough. Venture northeast of the House of Ballads, and you will find your way. You are our last hope, Cyril.
My greetings to the court.
young, wise. Wiser than those other fools in the House of Ballads. It is their inability to see beyond themselves that has brought them to this end. This is my realm, and any who seek to cross it must first face my challenges. The Wall of Thorns awaits. You will not lay eyes on him until I find you worthy of it. I pull your strings now. If you wish to rescue your friends, you must cross the field of battle. I am not of the summer court, but a flower of the bleak winter, and I desire the one thing that the chill of immortality cannot provide: love. As it is in the telling, so it will be for you. Only a true knight of the House of Ballads may pass beyond the wall, and every true knight needs armor. Tell me, beloved, are your tales worth a minstrel's breath, or are you just dust waiting to fall?
It is Creth. Hallam the White has sent his right hand to tear at Our Lady's good name. You are interrupting a duel for the ages. There can only be one Windermere champion, and it shall be me. Of course, Creth has never been one to concede gracefully. It is I, but in truth I've discovered a greater calling, a purpose that will never fade. I fight for the maid now, and she whispers her love to me. She is the only one who deserves our worship, the only one willing to stand against the telling and fight for her own ambition. She is glorious. The pawns of Hallam only wish to harm our mistress, and they will feel the sting of our blades. Do not count yourself among them. That would be unwise. Need our armor? Is this a jest? You will never impress the maid. She is only interested in true knights of the realm. Perhaps you can help us choose, Sigrel. Creth and I were just fighting over who should be the maid's true champion. Unless you believe yourself worthy of such an honor, then by all means challenge one of us to a duel. The prize, your sought-after armor. We honor this field of battle in the name of the maid, who can have but one champion, only one defender of Windermere, and one worthy of her love. Creth thinks it is he who she desires, but he is wrong. He is always wrong. There can only be one defender of Windermere. As Sir Elswin was no longer worthy, Creth and I dispatched him hastily, and in a manner befitting one of his service. You may win more than just my armor, Sagrel. You will know that you are truly the victor, for Eärmer is the greatest knight ever to raise a sword in the maid's name. Indeed, I must confess, this was the outcome I desired. Shall we?
Stop!
Cursed by maid's dread hand, when all were doomed to sleep, the lovely Bell-maid rescued all, despite her cause to weep. And why did Bell-maid cry, you ask?
Her king Wenson was ill. The evil maid of Windermere had tried to break his will.
Well, I grow more impressed with every head you lay before me. Well done. You rival even Sir Elswyn in your foolish arrogance. You may have passed the Wall of Thorns, but the Weeping Gorge proposes its own unique challenges. He was captain of the Royal Windermere Guard, and my staunchest defender. His body lies below where it fell. I mourn him in my own way. Like all the elders, little phantoms hiding behind the victories of the past, weak minds are the easiest to control, and those two are mine now. It is what prevents my enemies from simply marching into my kingdom and feeding it to the flame. To raise the bridge, one must defeat its guardian, the legendary Sir Elswyn. Only then will the path make its way open to you. Alas, Sir Elswyn has been killed, as goes the story. This time I fear he's staying quite dead. Another terrible price of our waning magic. Pity.
I have you right where I... Wait. What's the meaning of this? Who are you and where is my opponent? Oh, I see what happened. Blast. Perhaps next time. I was once a grand knight in the clan of Isa, but misfortune befell me when I believed the lies of the witch. She lured me, wooed me, honored me, promised me power. I became the champion and protector of her castle. That did not last long. She tired of my service and my love. Just look at the result. A great sword to the throat, how else? It was gloriously bloody, if I recall. The champion had been told to end my service to the maid. Really? I don't think so, Dustling.
Meek and crept through summer's end to break the seal of magic's veil. Auror's love she'd pretend. Seduced by Belmaid's false love, Sir Auror let her through. Then Belmaid did cloak herself when castle she did view.
Stop! Enough, mortal. You presume too much. This song does not belong to you. There can only be one champion, and his name is Sir Creth. You had the looks of a brash coward from the start. I had a feeling it would come to this. Goodbye.
You are brave. No mortal has ever set foot in my domain. Isn't it wondrous? I've spent centuries whispering my wishes to the earth, the trees. The crystal has made it so. Never before has there been one worthy of sharing it with me. Do you fancy yourself a ruler? Join me and my enchanted beasts in this, the autumn of my kind. I do not doubt it. You have the taste for blood and willingness to sacrifice, even if it is the lives of others you sacrifice. Hallam has seen it, and I dream of little else. The tale of the Fae enters its final telling. All the old songs will perish with their heroes, and a new era will begin. And while the end is near, it has yet to be written. You are the harbinger of change our people have long feared, and with you lies our legacy. Whatever I desire, it makes possible. I wanted to change the ballads, and I have done it. I wanted Wenson, and he is mine. The Prismeer makes it so. Those who seek to be my subjects, to serve me in every way. The wild fae you see before you are under an enchantment. This keeps them docile. You are safe here, so long as you do not anger my friends. They will pay you no mind. But some advice. Keep your weapons sheathed. Wenson waits for you in my castle, but only a fool would simply invite you in. And I am no fool. I have been part of this story for too long. This village is my legacy, how the world will remember me when all the courts have fallen. Below, my army prepares to wipe clean the songs of yore. You could lie beside me in the waning days, but if rescuing Wenson is what fate has written for you, then you will find him, and you will find me.
Welcome. You're not at all what I expected. I am Sagril, Chancellor of Windermere. She said you were beautiful, although I have noticed that she has peculiar tastes. You're just in time. Our little army is building up quite nicely. I was beginning to fear that we'd actually have to execute the lady's plans, ludicrous as they are. Every summer ballad ends in the maid's defeat. Time and again she has played the villain. Now she intends to change that permanently, and she has the power to do so. This army is not a new device, not at all. It is all part of the great ballad Cursed Kingdom, in which fair Queen Bellmaid reduces the maid's army to a scattered mob. The beasts in this village may act civilized, but they are anything but. Cross them and they will kill you, just like their wild cousins would. Please, it is just Sagril. I am no knight. I only recently came of age. The maid seized me just as I was leaving my hollow. as though she had been waiting. The great cycle has left me vacant, but I am no friend of the Maid of Windermere. Though the Winter Ballads name her a hero, her favoured role is the heartless tyrant. It is the source of her power and of her madness. Normally she's not so terrible to be around, if you don't mind plotting and treachery, that is. Of course you are, forgive me. I often forget that my time with the House of Ballads is past. Now I am but a prisoner of the Maid. We all are. You see, this place, it's calm. It is only an illusion. The Maid uses her strange crystals to pacify the beasts, just as she enchants our friends. We must destroy the crystals to earn our freedom. But they are invisible to all but the Maid. It is her song that calls them. The crystals are hidden around the village and forest of Summer's End. You cannot see them with the naked eye. They appear only when summoned by a musical tone. What are you doing here?
Around the castle were the Fae, who lulled to sleep from song. The Maid would make an army here, some hundreds of thousands strong. And like the rakish Sir Sagril, Bellmaid snuck through entranced glade, and found the source of evil there, a crystal of the Maid.
Quite a display, my friend. It makes me proud to share a name. You made quick work of the maid's army. The lady herself, however, will prove more formidable. Take this. It's the key to the village bell house. That bell rings with the same tone as the flute, only louder. So loud it can be heard across these high mountains. The toll will break the enchantment on the maid's castle. Then you will have your chance. Make the most of it, my friend. It may be your last. And now I am free. I do hope we meet again. I would like you to have this. It's a talisman. I have no need of it where I am going. Just above the chantry. The door to the castle is warded, but once you ring the bell, that ward will be no more. I am grateful to you.
Welcome to my home, beloved. I hope it suits your fancy, for you will never leave it. I loathe this rock. Its chilled corridors and dripping ceilings, its whispering haunts of a past long dead. I no more wish to be the queen of this castle as I do to return to it again and again. I will escape its legacy. That is a promise. The fates of Creth and Aermer are on your head, my love. Those good knights were victims of this decaying pattern, sacrifices to the House of Ballads. As for the others, they will fulfill their roles shortly. Each has been saved, freed from their well-worn paths. They walk a new road now. My road. Wenson is here, along with his court of enchantments. The great halls and corridors echo with their voices, of the ancient stories told and forgotten. It is time to begin anew, for we write the final chapter of the House of Ballads. Only when the memory of ancient glories has faded can new glory be forged. Everything you see, the castle and all that resides in it, could be yours. That includes my love. Consider it.
And to the dawn, and to the echoed dusk, I, the king of ancient ballads, scepter of this house, and the falcon of Detir, annihilator of Elkmar, and on and on.
Sagril, you've come at last. It's time to cross swords with one worthy of your talents. You have caused the maid much grief, and that saddens me. Luckily, your death will provide her much pleasure. I've seen the world as it could be. A realm where I can be what I choose, go where I choose. The maid has enchanted me with her truth. I honor the Emerald Lady with every head I lay at her feet. Yours is next.
At last you've come. The maid has made her sick fantasy a reality. Everything she was has been warped by the Prismere crystal she holds so dear. It is difficult to tell if she controls it, or if it controls her. We must escape this place. The telling has failed us, Sagaril. Nothing is certain. I've been captured by the maid many times in the telling, and I've always escaped. This time, however, I'm afraid the outcome may prove different. Enchanted, all of them. All to write her twisted tale of dominance. This isn't about breaking the shackles of the past. It's about power, nothing more. If we must. But I fear I have no role in this song now. We are far beyond what is familiar. The maid will be in the courtyard, where our ballad finds its end. Come, I will show you. Perhaps then I will find the courage that is required. They're around here somewhere. We must find the others. They are the maid. Oh, we must find the others. I don't know, but the castle is large, and the maid is clever. She will pit them against us. Of this I am certain. They're around here somewhere.
Look at this, Olaine. The maid's old keep still has vermin lurking in its shadows. Tell me, Sagril, is there a reason we shouldn't exterminate you? I was offered a new telling. One where I no longer bowed to the will of a man who is in every way my inferior. For the first time, I was given a choice. I know who I am. I am Bellmaid, servant of the Queen of Spring, the Maid of Windermere.
Sagar, wait! Go no farther! I can't do this. I can't. You must understand. Every time I have faced the Maid of Windermere, we've both dangled by the strings of fate, puppets in the telling. Now she is free of those bonds. I would not even know how to face her. Before, my victory was assured. I have never known failure. This story is yours now, my friend. Take the King's token. You are the only one left worthy of possessing it. It was you she wanted all along. I believe in you.
We meet in the flesh at last. It is a pity our relationship ends here. I was beginning to think we had a future, as creatures of common purpose. So they say, but you and I both have seen the coming fire, a change the likes of which no fae, summer or winter, has ever seen. The telling will never cease, but the ballads that make up its grand design will wither and fade, and new ones will blossom on the vine. All you have witnessed was for me alone. It was justice. Imagine a lifetime of bondage 100 times over, and you will know my suffering. You, though, you are special. You are one capable of comprehending such concerns. We too, we are misunderstood. Perhaps, but you and I are the same. We challenge the past and strive to rewrite the future. We are singing the greatest song of all. The Tuatha have taught me that power only comes with the willingness to destroy, to begin anew and tell new stories. And in Prismeer, they have found the means to do so. I weep for what might have been. You and I, side by side, wielding the power of the crystal. But there can only be one hero.
The maid has gone mad. Stop! Sagar, wait! I cannot. This. I believe.
We meet in the flesh at last. So the telling will never cease. All you, though. Perhaps the two I weep.
Ah!